Hey guys, it's Rachel Castile. Welcome to Refinement Friday here at Typology Corner. This is a space for us to pause, breathe, and realign, where we remember what actually matters in our growth process. And today I want to speak to something that quietly poisons healing for so many of us, and that is comparison. Because your healing journey, it's not supposed to look like anybody else's. And when you finally stop comparing, you get to actually hear your heart again and get in sync with yourself. So today, that's what I'm wanting to jump into and talk more about. This honestly is a refinement that's happening in my life. So I always want to share with you guys something that I can give from my real journey. So let's start with the trap of comparison. I'm going to paint a picture for you. But yeah, comparison turns healing into a competition. You're no longer growing for wholeness. You're trying to win a race no one's actually running. You scroll through someone's highlight reel and judge it against your private process. They look calm, you feel chaotic. They're posting breakthroughs, and you're in the quiet part of healing, the part where no one claps, but everything's changing. And suddenly you start questioning, am I doing this wrong? Am I not there yet? Maybe I'm not healing fast enough. But what's really happening? You're disconnecting from your own rhythm because comparison tricks us into abandoning ourselves. This is so true. Um, where I see it in my life right now, like I keep talking about content because I'm being refined as I make these videos, and I'm learning what actually matters is that I share my heart journey, that I'm present with y'all, that I actually like tell y'all what's going on in me, that I honor what's being refined in me, and that I talk about that. And yeah, it's easy to compare what my videos are to how other people make content. Um, it's easy for me to end the video and start over and question myself. And yeah, that's where comparison shows up in my life. And this topic of refinement Fridays, like me bringing this out, I see it's very much about me showing my refinement. And yeah, I'm being refined right now. I keep saying that. I feel like it's kind of redundant, but yeah, um, I've dealt with this in my life a lot. I questioned how I'm wired, or I couldn't even see my gifts because I admired other people's gifts. I admired the way certain people talk or how they show up in the world, or like their gregariousness, or like, um, yeah. And funny enough, probably the things that I'm saying, I probably, are aspects of my own gifting whenever I'm actually loving myself. But it took a long time for me um, to love how I show up, to love how I'm created. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, it's very easy to see somebody's chapter 10 and feel like you're behind. Um, I've seen this a lot in my life, and it's actually important for us to be able to see where we're starting from, what's actually present in our hearts, because if you're not able to see where you are right now, you can't ever make progress. Like what your journey is, it starts with self-acceptance, it starts with loving yourself, it starts with like giving space for wisdom to speak, and wisdom is clarity. So clarity on my own journey is me tuning back into myself, tuning back into my heart, hearing what is real for me, hearing um, what I actually need. And I'm going to get into this more as we move along in this video. But these are some of the themes I'm wanting to dive into, because comparison, it leads you to disconnect from yourself. You're looking away, you're tuning into others, you're trying to judge yourself according to some external standard versus being in tune with yourself to hear where you're at and what the next step actually is for you. That's unique to where you are. It's unique to how you're created. It's unique to what you've been through and what you need to heal from. It's an extremely personal journey. So comparison just derails all of that. You start running a race that's literally not the race you're in at all. There's no forward motion in your actual life if you're judging yourself on the wrong scale. And comparison derails you. It completely disconnects you. And you're abandoning your actual journey, your actual makeup. Yeah. So the progress you think you're making isn't progress at all. It's actually going backwards. So yeah, this is the trap of comparison. Now, let's look at why healing isn't meant to match, why healing is unique to you. So healing isn't a race. It's sacred, it's personal, and it's not linear. You're not just changing behaviors, you're moving through patterns formed in survival. Yeah. We all went through different things. We grew up in different homes. We had different support systems, different timelines of trauma, how we processed our trauma, how we hold it in our body is completely unique to each person. We're wired differently. We have different personality types. And even if we have the same type, same story, we went through the same things, we don't carry it the same. We didn't process it exactly the same. So the unraveling of that, of the survival strategy, it is completely unique. So, yeah, if you look at other people who are wired like you or the same Enneagram type, same OPS type, it's not your path. It's not what your next step is. Like what's going on in your heart right now and what it's connected to is certain memories, certain words spoken over you specifically. The tape that plays in your mind is a particular person who said particular things over you. Certain situations that led to you believing things that's ensnared you, that's trapped you in a pattern, that's caused you to hide from yourself. It's intricate work. So if we live in comparison, we take our eyes off of that unique journey. We devalue our own experiences. And our unique experiences is the very place we discover how to love ourselves. We discover what love we need, what our hearts need to hear. So it's super important to value yourself enough to tune into your own journey, to begin to speak and to share what you need to say, to find the freedom that you need. It's so easy for us to look away, and I can just grade myself by how, whether I'm keeping up with the Joneses or not, whether I have a house that gets me respected, I have a nice car, I have a good job, I have a position, or I'm in an industry that's respected, things like that. It's unrelated to our healing. It's unrelated to our value. It's unrelated to progress, real growth. Because a lot of times the things that we do externally could just be a survival strategy that looks really good in terms of the world's standards. It could just be a mask that we're wearing. We've learned how to etch it and polish it just right, and it looks so real. I just thought of like my husband and I, we've been watching like Big Mama, the series, and yeah, Martin Lawrence, he passes as somebody he's not really well. It's really believable. Yeah. And that's what we could be doing. Yeah. This is an important point. What looks like fast progress might actually be avoidance. And what looks slow might be the most courageous transformation someone's ever had. It's intricate heart work. So much of the journey is hidden. So much of it is things you can't even verbalize. It's internal decisions where you resisted something you've never resisted before. And it was a quiet no that was actually your courage. So sometimes the visible stuff and trying to produce, trying to push fruit out, trying to look like you've already made it through something when really you're being extremely brave in the slow work and people not seeing what you're unlearning, what you're resisting, how uncomfortable you chose to make yourself by making a healthy decision for yourself. This is what matters. This is where change happens. It's choosing to not let the old pattern pull you away from presence, pull you away from honesty. Honesty could be just letting somebody see the state of your soul with the mask off. That is way better than a really polished mask that's showing up just right in the world. I give myself this permission right now. Like Refinement Fridays is refining me. And I do want to demonstrate it so that it supports your growth and being able to do the same and realizing that you can. I'm crossing the boundaries of how I want to show up, of how I like to be seen publicly. Yeah. Leaning into silence right now. It's all the things, letting my soul hear all the things that usually would motivate me and move me, and it be the wrong motivation. People are going to get bored. You're just staring at the camera. You're not saying anything interesting. You should start the video over. This is what it looks like to tune back into your real self. To put yourself in a situation where all the noise starts up and you get to hear it. And then you get to hear where it's coming from. You're not just led by what it's telling you. Well, where is this coming up in my soul? What am I trying to prevent right now? What am I afraid of? What am I trying to control? This is the hidden stuff. This is what nobody sees. When the old identity, when the ego is trying to rebuild its world so that it doesn't have to die. And there's always the option to just be still, just to be present and not let it make you run away. You don't have to hide. You don't have to go binge. You don't have to cope and push it down. Maybe it could all just come up and come out. Because when things come up, they're moving out. And to realize that that is a very good thing. It's a very good thing. But yeah, we're all working through stuff. We're all working through different things. These are all the things that keep us busy and hidden and behind masks. So yeah, you're not just becoming someone new. You're unlearning who you had to be to survive. These strategies helped us get to where we are. That's true. It protected us. It's got us out of the limelight when the limelight meant I'm getting abused. I'm getting bullied. I'm getting taken advantage of. This is what learning to move at the pace of your own rhythm looks like. We don't even know our own rhythm when we're in comparison. We're constantly adjusting our rhythm to keep up, to look the part, to blend in. Maybe to differentiate ourselves and to just be different, whatever that looks like, to stand out or blend in. It's still a strategy. Comparison can be why we hide all this stuff. Because what in the world? I'm going to be so different. I just increase my risk of being made fun of being rejected, of being disqualified. I can't show this. I can't tell people my emotions are going all over the place right now. I can't lead with that. I can't show that. This is the safe space I want to create for people. These are actual lies that keep people broken and keep people hiding that they need to be healed, that their soul is hurting. The most important conversations we need to be having, we've never had. And we're 50 years old. We're 30 years old. Yeah, we're learning to move at the pace of our own rhythm, to stay in tune with your own heart, your own needs, your own breath. This is not meant to be compared. That's what honoring yourself looks like. Hearing what you need, prioritizing it, seeking out the conversations your heart needs, beginning to express how you process life, what things are tormenting you, and to find freedom. You'll never find freedom from what you won't admit you're dealing with. Oh, you're not free just because you looked away from it. Because it's still there. It's still who you think you are. So you'll self-sabotage your life You won't receive what's meant for you because you still feel damaged and broken, but I can't show that to nobody. So you're there with the things that's meant for you, but you're performing and you're trying to be enough for something that's already given to you, that's already meant for you. But this is the power of suppressing our pain. It's in our bodies. It's turned into back pain. It's turned into scoliosis. It's turned into everything imaginable. We numb it. We drink it away. We work. We stay busy. So I don't have to become conscious of it. When I sit still, all of it comes back. All of it comes up. This is the truth of it. Like if the risk of not tuning into our rhythm, tuning into our value, man, it's just an early grave. It's a life full of stress. It's a life of having to control a lot of things. Got to keep it together. Can't let this unravel. It leads to now when the children have their stuff, you can't support them in it. You tell them to look away from it too. And the cycle continues. Someone has to stand up in every family and prioritize their health. People like to go to the doctor, but a lot of times the body is just an overflow of the condition of the soul. So what's most important is soul health. How is your soul doing? Because if you can tend to the garden of your heart, everything else will reflect it, how it's doing. So it's the Band-Aid or healing. And it all starts here. It starts with tuning back in, honoring yourself. So now let's get into what happens when you stop comparing. You get your power back. Every child born into this world has a unique, beautiful power that comes from them, that is unique to them. They emanate something that was not there prior. They carry something so beautiful. They're like an asset, a unique deposit in their environment wherever that they go. And when you stop comparing, you're living from that unique power that you are. We only deal with things because we trade our power, because we think it's worth it, which really just speaks to we don't see our value. We don't know who we are. We consider it a fair trade and we live enslaved. Because at least we're getting the trade-off. We're getting that thing that we feel that we need. But yeah, whenever we stop comparing, you get your power back. And it feels uncomfortable, I'll tell you. To sit in your seat of power, to sit in the seat of your own authority. Because think about it, if your life is bound up, you have so much authority that you're enslaved because of your own authority. You made a decision, you made a choice, and it's completely defined your reality. If something's in your house, you let it in, you've allowed it to stay, and it's poisoning your environment, it's causing your quality of life to be what that brings into your life. But it's only there because it's allowed to be in. It makes me think of the movie Sinners. I saw it recently, and The vampires could only come in the room if you invite it in. They can't come into your house unless you invite it in. And that's like revealing the power that I'm talking about. Comparison just leaks it all out. So yeah, when you stop comparing, you return to your body. You hear what your soul is actually asking for. Yeah, this makes me think about the different instincts or centers of intelligence, rather. In the Enneagram, the gut, the heart, the head. And 3 Enneagram types are rooted in the gut, 3 rooted in the heart, 3 rooted in the head in terms of how we're imbalanced. I'm in the heart triad. And the more I've begun to sit back and to listen, the more I can be aware of my body. But usually I'm just in my heart space. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable to come back into my body, to be aware of my body. There's a lot more that goes into that. But yeah, you come back to your body. You come back to realizing that no one ever actually told you. I feel like there's all these like, I think about the way I say things, if they're true. um, no one has the authority to actually take you out of rest. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And rest is being able to sit in your body, to be able to be aware of yourself, to be aware of what you need. The busyness of life, the pressures, the teasing, the hazing that can happen when you're sitting in rest. It's like you're being tested, you're being tried to see if an accusation, a word, a slander, you're an idiot. Why are you sitting there like that? You know, you look weird right now. Whatever it is, like to try to get me to partner with a perception, to then for me to move out of myself, to try to control that narrative, to try to get that off of me. It actually was just a temptation to move me out of my seat of authority, my seat of my power. Is that we actually always have a right to live in rest. No one can remove us out of rest. It's a choice. And when we can begin to see this, then we can take responsibility for our life. So comparison can come, the temptation of comparison can come through words, through the thoughts of people. You might be standing out like a sore thumb, but it's not a problem. It's you are in your power, and a lot of people are enslaved around you. So if you bow to like, oh, all these people are looking at me, all these people are thinking this about me, what does that have to do with you being you? What does that have to do with you hearing what authenticity looks like for you? I think about in objective personality, we have different savior functions. That's going to look completely different. You're resting, like they say, the rest and be face. Like what is rest for you looks unique to how you're wired. Your savior functions are going to show up. They're going to show up. You can try to hide them because you're comparing yourself to your weaker side. I'm an ESTP and I want to be an ENFJ. I want to show up like an ENFJ instead of the ESTP. I want to show up like an INFJ. I've been there most of my life. But guess what? My savior functions show up the way I am. What's masculine, what's feminine in me, it shows up. Though I've tried to hide it. I've tried to suppress it. I've tried to avoid being made fun of. I've tried to avoid potential judgments that people could do, because everybody's going to categorize everybody. It's how we process life. It's how we make sense of our environment. It's how we see if we're safe or not, or if there's a threat in the room or not. Everybody has different motives for what they're trying to do, and different people might be a problem to what they're trying to accomplish. We can all bump into each other and create chaos for one another. So, yeah, all these different interpretations, they really have nothing to do with who you are. Nothing was ever wrong with you. Nothing was ever a problem with how you're created. You just might be rubbing people wrong. You might be exposing things that people don't want exposed, and your presence just straight pulls the sheet right off of them. And therefore, you've been slandered and ripped apart and framed up to everybody they possibly think they have influence with, to try to degrade you, to strip you, to dethrone you from your own seat of authority. This is what I'm talking about. Not about having power over others, but living from your own power. This is all the stuff that plays a part in how we see ourselves, how we start to judge what we are. Because a lot of times your actual gift is what gets hazed in life. What you actually bring to the world is the thing you get questioned on the most, made fun of for the most. Yeah, get made fun of the most in. Because it can be a threat to whoever feels like they're on top right now, whoever feels like they've got control, and they fear not having it. They fear the change. Every time a person walks in the room, something changes. Something changes. That's the power of presence. And for people who need control, they do whatever they can to keep it. But I encourage you, it just is something that can help you be refined. Here we are, Refinement Friday. It can put your gift in the refiner's crucible, the gold that you are, to purify it, to extract everything that's not authentic in your gift. So picture it that way. Don't look at the attacks. Don't look at all the things that people send to you as a bad thing. It can either refine you or put you on the bench and you get out the game. You get out the game of your own path. That's what comparison is. You end up playing a game that's not even your own. When you through comparison, you try to be something you're not. That's a big part of why a lot of people mistype. They don't see themselves as they truly are. They don't see their gift. They see what they want to be. They see what they're proud of, not what is kind of embarrassing, because it's just so true. It's so what they do on autopilot. That's who we really are. We're not that proud of our actual gift. We're trying to be good at the other side of ourselves. And that's what I've struggled with. Like my greatest gift, here I go saying my gift, right? Like, why do we struggle to compliment ourselves? My gift is wisdom. My gift is seeing and discerning what something is in real time as it is and defining it for what it is. That's my gift, is absorbing something until I see it completely, taking it in and articulating it. my gift is being refined so that it can be clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And it starts with each time I speak what I'm seeing, I get attacked. I get gaslit. Then I go, oh, what I see isn't real. Or there's a narrative that keeps coming at my gift. And what you find out is you're up against a controlling structure that needs to control the narrative. It needs to control what is seen, what people believe. They have to keep the narrative. So I'm dangerous. A gift like mine is very dangerous when if you rub shoulders with me, you'll get okay. I'll word it as it comes. I'll word it as it comes. You'll get red. You'll get red where you are. You'll get red what's going on. I will see. I will be light. This is what I'm made to be. The fear is light with no compassion becomes exposure. It becomes shame. And this is the risk. When there's no trust, or character matters. Character matters. That's the thing. Every gift, depending on the heart, can be used really bad. It can be a not good thing. It can be mess starting, saying things that's not productive, So there's wisdom that needs to be applied in the use of every gift. But yeah, every gift is a blessing, depending on the heart condition. But this is what matters, is we all have unique gifts. We're all being refined. We all need to heal from things. When you're not met with grace, when you're met with judgment, when you're met with shame and ridicule, being ostracized, kicked out, things like this, it teaches you it's not safe to tell my truth. It's not safe to tell my journey. It's not safe to share where I've been, what I've been through. Or it teaches you to do the same to the next person. I got shamed so bad, I'm going to shame you the second I see anything about you that's not on point. Oh, I can see what you did, and I'm going to tell everybody just so you feel what I felt. This is a risk. This is what is a potential. This is a potential. Yeah. But this is also a part of the refining process as an individual. So it's tuned back into the individual. We have all the array of things that can come at us that is potential things that can refine us. And when we tune back into our own journey and not trying to control all these things, I want to prevent this. I want to prevent this happening. So I'm not going to tell this about my life. I'm prevent this. I can't have this stuff coming at me. I need to just hide away. I need to block people. I need to make sure people can't see my life. Therefore, I won't get the warfare. I won't get attacked. There's a lie in that. There's a belief that says I'm vulnerable. I am susceptible. It's this belief that it's not living from your authority. You don't know your power if you believe other things have power over you. That should reveal that you're not actually, you're caught in something by believing that. But when you take full responsibility for your own journey, your own house, your own heart, you begin to see what you're partnering with in your heart that then gave that thing access to come and to affect you on that level. So the truth is that Nothing has power over you. You gave it your power. And when you do this, when you realize this, you are taking your power back. You are sitting back and listening for what those things could refine in you. So you're giving the opportunity for refinement to happen on a greater level than it has happened thus far. This is how refinement continues, that you don't come to a point where your gift doesn't get perfected more, where it can grow and its impact can increase. So yeah, when you give permission to be refined, when you say to the world, come and audit me. When you're willing to be audited, refined, you're actually believing in your gift, its value. If you are gold, why not put it in the fire and let the impurities be brought out of it? This is what letting go of control looks like. This is a process I'm walking through right now. I have been for a long time, but that's the thing. Like, what does the next level of refinement look like? What does my heart need? What does it need to know? So what lies am I going to allow to come towards me to test my heart to see if I believe them? You don't really know what you believe until a situation shows you what you believe. And when you're being slandered, when you're being accused, when you're being made fun of, you find out what you believe. It doesn't matter what other people believe about you. It's a test for you to see your own subconscious mind and see what it believes. What you consciously tell yourself is not you. What you subconsciously on autopilot live from, that is what needs to be refined. And if you keep fighting this conscious stuff without letting the subconscious come up and be revealed by how situations affect you, you find out what your foundation really is. And the comparison trap shows up in this because whenever things come, you go, I don't want to be that far off the spectrum. I don't want to be made fun of by the whole group. I don't want to go through that. I can't survive that. My heart will break. I can't. That's what it feels like. That is what it feels like. I have had to break from things season after season after season and go through the pain of letting go of control. What does that look like? Letting my worst nightmare happen. Letting my worst fear happen. Let it play out so my soul can know it's good for me. It's setting me free. Whew, how do you get to joy? You get crushed. How do you get set free? You get crushed. Knowing that the real you can't be destroyed. The real you can't be destroyed. Go through the cheese grater. Ah. Are you willing to be refined? Are you willing to discover who you really are? Are you willing to let who you thought you were be crushed? Are you willing to see the lies you've been believing that your soul would be set free? Hmm. Okay, let's get into this. This is one of my favorite parts of today. That is the beauty of relationship. So this is when the dynamics change. Think of comparison. If you're dealing with it, it bleeds over into your relationships. It bleeds over into your experience of community. Okay, let's get into it. So what happens when you stop comparing? Something beautiful happens. You stop competing with others, with other people's growth, and you start defending it. See, when you're in your own process and you've embraced your own process, you defend your own process, you stand by what you need. By nature of that, you're going to do the same for others. You're going to protect them. You're going to defend their process. You're going to be someone, you're going to be an anchor in their journey to do the same thing. You see, this starts a different effect, a different ripple. It starts a different culture. You become a protector of their process and a guardian of your own. You realize we don't need to be the same. I need to be in tune with myself, and I will help you tune into you. I will remind you to tune into you as I tune into me. I tune into what I need. I tune into my journey. This is not selfish. This is what health is. This is what health looks like as a culture. We don't need to be the same. We need to be safe for each other's difference. I shouldn't compare you to me, and I shouldn't compare me to you. This is where understanding, which is real love, when you're willing to understand somebody's journey, that is love. Not when you compare yourself to them. You don't even love yourself if you're trying to keep up with their journey. And you don't love them if you're trying to tell them to keep up with yours. They are where they are, and they need what they need as their next step. Maybe they're not ready to do what you're doing right now. That's not where they are. They're not. You can't put people into refinement. They individually get to choose if they're ready for refinement or not. Grace is honoring their pace. Honoring your pace, which can be isolating. Maybe your pace, maybe you're saying yes to refinement more than the people around you. So that's an isolating journey. You are going to be walking something out, walking into the forest by yourself in the dark with all the monsters in there and facing yourself. You're seeing yourself at a level that other people aren't ready to see about themselves. So out of nowhere in your whole social group, you feel isolated even though people are all around you. You're just a pioneer, though. You're a pioneer. You can't expect other people to move at your pace. You don't need to be bitter, hurt. You will feel rejected. I've felt rejected in a lot of my journey. People say no because they're not ready. Be it for the repercussions of walking this out. They're not ready to have issues with their whole world. A lot of social groups are built around a certain level of comfortability. It's like, we want to see life this way. So I need to keep people around me that doesn't break the illusion, doesn't break my delusion. And I don't say that judgmentally. We all live in the realities we create. So until I'm ready to see at a deeper level, that is reality. And yeah, that's just how social networks work together, you know? So you might be going through a process that is isolating you from your social network. But your process was not meant to become just judgment against other people. They may wrongly feel that way because your presence makes them uncomfortable, because you're currently stepping into your own uncomfortable. So not only are you uncomfortable, you're making other people uncomfortable within that realm of people. If y'all were all sitting kind of dormant together, life as usual, everything about your dynamics are going to start shifting around and moving, and things are going to feel different. You're going to feel weird. People are going to feel weird with the change because you were a part of their comfortable, and now you're shifting. The effect you have is changing. And every person has their own way of processing that. Maybe they say, I welcome this. I want to glean from your journey. I'm not ready to walk in it, but do update me as things are changing in your life. Somebody else is like, I don't want to have to see that every day, you know? And that's what grace is like. It's letting people be them, letting people make their own decisions and loving them. Even though it hurts, because the thing is, what's unseen that becomes seen in these moments is the expectations we put on others. You always made me feel this kind of way. Now you're making me feel different. I don't like that. I either can shut you out, I can judge you, or I can understand you. Understanding is real love. Being willing to understand. So yes, this is what it looks like. This is the journey of refinement. But yeah, this is how we become safe places for other people. Is we learn we don't have to be the same. Our journeys are completely different. We're wired completely different. We're processing different things. People's coping strategies activate when they feel in danger. But yeah, we need to be safe for each other's differences. And this happens when we honor our own process. We are guardians of our own process. We begin to hold space and to be defenders of other people's processes. And that's what builds healthy community. That's what makes healing contagious. Healing is contagious. You know why? Because we all need freedom. Freedom can be uncomfortable, but it can become the movement. It can become the culture. Culture is a big word, man. How are cultures started? They started with somebody's journey of refinement. When you're rooted in your own rhythm, you become an asset. Not a mirror, but a companion. That is my heart. That is my heart for Refinement Fridays. Yes. So if you're getting value out of this, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. I'm learning how this part is beginning to manifest, what it's beginning to look like, how to bring it out every week here at Typology Corner on Fridays. Yeah. But just trust and know when you're rooted in your own rhythm, you become an asset to your world. You really do. That's the beauty of every single person. We have a unique power. Back to when I said when we were kids, the innocent beauty born into the world. You just know, oh my God, look at this gift. You're still a gift, even if you forgot. How can we value the child and not value the adult? Isn't it crazy? How can you value? Everybody cries about, oh, the value of the unborn, the value of the child, the value of the innocent little kid. And we don't care about how adults are treated. It's the same child. It's the child that grew up. It's not real if we can't value humanity. We go, oh, what does the child need? Do they need nurturing? Do they need to be fed? How do we not care about the adults? Do they need nurturing? Do they need to be fed? How's their soul doing? Do they need to be comforted? Why in the world would that disappear when we get older? That's the work I do. That's what Typology Corner is all about. If we don't think we're worth taking time to understand ourselves and for other people to understand, it's a lack of knowing our value. This is the journey, understanding you. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you on the earth for? Hey, little gnat. Flying around me. What are you here for? What are your gifts? How do you grow? What does refinement look like for you? What is your Enneagram type? What is your OPS type? What does that tell about you? What type of support do you need? Comparison has to die. And it's my aim here at Typology Corner to kill it. To kill it. I want people to come to my channel and all that break off of them. I just speak that. That's something I do in my authority. In this being my community, my space, I'm wanting to host something specific and I want to etch out my values here. Comparison dies at Typology Corner. Hashtag that. Comparison dies at Typology Corner. So if you want freedom from comparison, stick around. It's gonna happen. Keep consuming the content. Keep coming around. You're gonna be set free. You're gonna love yourself. You're gonna understand yourself. You're gonna know your path. You're gonna discover all that you need to know to be all that you were put on earth to be. You don't need anyone else's approval. You need to be willing to look at yourself. You need to be willing to love yourself and to let others love you. You need to be willing to tell the truth and to be authentic and transparent and honest so that you can see where you're starting from, so you can get to every bit of where you want to go in life. You don't move forward through keeping up with others. You move forward through honesty and seeing yourself and knowing that you're worth it. You're worth it. You are a unique asset to the world. If you walked in all that you're made to be and don't hide who you're created to be, you can change the world. You. There's no personality type better than another. You're going to do it in the way you're made to do it. But if everyone else is your problem, you're stuck. People trigger parts of us that needs to heal. And whenever I can see that, yes, it doesn't, I don't say this to justify anybody's behavior. Some people are actually really horrible. They are living out the worst parts of themselves and bleeding all over all the people in their life. And I am so sorry if people have hurt you from their ignorance and selfishness. It's real, man. But it's still your responsibility to heal from what was done to you, to process what you've been through. You have to be able to process your own life now. So comparison has to die. We have to let go of comparison. We have to tune back into our rhythm. We have to listen to our hearts, to our souls. We have to understand what we bring to the world uniquely. Just in objective personality, it's looking at 512 types, rooted in the 16 personalities of Myers-Briggs. Diversity, your unique rhythm, your unique flow is connected to your type. What are your savior functions? How is your mind wired? What is your energy flow? What does balance look like for you? What is masculine? What is feminine in you? What is your Enneagram type? What is your traumas? What virtue do you exhibit in health? What vice is tripping you up? That's all unique to you. That's what Typology Corner is all about. Tuning into you, seeing what you need to work through. So let me ask you this as a closing point. Where have you been using someone else's journey as the measuring stick for your own? Where have you been using someone else's journey as the measuring stick of your own? What has distracted you? What has your focus? What has your attention? You're not behind. You're becoming. And there's no race to the real you. It's your own journey. It's your own journey. Start where you are. Move with your own breath. Tune into your body. Tune into your heart. Start where you are. Can you discern where you are? Are you focused on others? You can't see yourself. Start where you are, move with your own breath, and trust your healing is happening. Even if no one else can see it yet. That's the truth right there. That's the point I want to leave you with. Even if no one else can see it, trust that your healing is happening. In the slow, unseen moments, in the quietness of even being willing to be quiet, and even being willing to be still, to let what's actually going on in you come back up. It may send you into panic attacks, but you're finally looking at reality. The reality of how you processed your life. The reality of what you believe about yourself. The reality of your heart. Know that you're worth it. Know that this is what healing looks like. This is the journey. This is the journey. And you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. That is my aim and my heart of Typology Corner. You don't have to heal alone. This community is here for you. If you're looking for community and you want people to grow with, check out my Patreon. That's what it's all about. It is a $7 a month community where you get to relate with other people who are on their unique growth journey, a place for us all to honor our unique journeys, to do it together, to ask the questions that our heart needs answered. I offer personalized content. Any questions you have throughout the week, I answer every Sunday. When questions are asked, I answer them on Sunday. This is where I share raw stuff on the go, things that are real for me, bonus content. But it's a community. I have a Discord server there that is all about discussion of all things typology, Enneagram, objective personality, Myers-Briggs, but the journey, life, the real things. A place of discussion, a place of questions, of sharing your highs, sharing your lows, and being supported in the journey. $7 a month is minuscule. So yeah, if that's something that you want to be a part of, I'd love to have you join us. The link to my Patreon is in the description. Check it out, patreon.com/Typology Corner. And if you want to know your type, you're ready to see you, you're ready to understand yourself, you're ready to love yourself enough to understand yourself on a deeper level than you've ever known possible. That's actually the true effect. Gnat trying to go in my mouth. That's the true effect of knowing your Enneagram type and knowing your OPS type. Whatever you feel ready for, or if you just need more information, go to my website, typologycorner.com. Click on the typing session. There's a long description that tells you every bit of about the type. What is the Enneagram? What is the process of being typed for each system? Look it up, read about it. When you're ready, book the session with me. I'd love to meet with you. All my sessions are held on Zoom. You can schedule them yourself, all in my booking system. Pick the time that works for you. We show up together and step into the light and the love of who you are. You get the gift of seeing you, which is such a beautiful thing. This is the beginning of the journey, is knowing what is your gifts. What is your gifts? I coach people based on their type and knowing their type, but it all starts with knowing your type. I offer coaching, life coaching, just for processing. If you just want somebody to talk through things that you just need to get off your chest, you need some clarity, book a session, book a life coaching session. This is the work of my life. This is what I was made for, to hold space. So yeah, I'd love to meet with you. You're not an inconvenience, but you're worth it. You need to know that you're worth it. You're worth booking a session. You're worth starting to tell an honest story. Your experience is worth it. Your life is worth it. All right, guys. So now to my last points. I'd love to hear in the comments. Let's start a discussion. And let's start with, what's one area where you've caught yourself comparing your growth? Believe me, every time you share your story, other people read it, whether they like it or not, whether they leave a footprint. People read your comments. How can you share your story and know that your story makes a difference? Be a part of the discussion. I appreciate every person who courageously tells their journey. Anything that you feel ready to share. If you have a question for me, ask me. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, what's one area where you've caught yourself comparing your growth? Drop it in the comments. As we put things in the light, they lose their power over us. It's saying, I'm willing to see this. I'm willing to start working on this. I'm willing to know that this isn't me. It's a tendency. It's something I've been doing. And other people will be like, man, I'm so glad you said that. I was afraid to say that out loud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm so grateful. I will always celebrate every decision to leave a comment. So yeah, I'm excited to read your comments, guys. You're such a blessing in the community. Every person. And subscribe for more Refinement Fridays. Every single Friday, I'm jumping into topics like this, real topics of what growth looks like. What does the journey look like? How do we grow? This is a less type focused discussion, though it gets weaved in too. And yeah, if someone you love feels like they're falling behind in healing, if you know anybody who feels that way, share this with them. Somebody who has honestly been getting ate up by life. Things have felt hard. They've pulled back because people hurt them. They've started comparing. They shut down. They walk up with a mask on because life hurts too much to be their actual self, to speak where they really are. That's the people I want to reach. So if somebody shows up in your heart that you feel that should see this, share it with them. I post on Facebook, YouTube, of course, Instagram. Some of my videos be too long to post on Instagram. So, but yeah, share it out. Share it out. All my links are in the description. Look up Typology Corner on whatever platform you want to share it. Share me on. Not quite on TikTok yet with Typology Corner. Rachel Castile, my other platform, is out there. Check that out if you're interested as well. I talk more directly about my relationship with God there. A lot of the same themes from a different angle. But yeah. Share this out. Subscribe for more Refinement Fridays here at Typology Corner. And let me know in the comments one area that you've caught yourself comparing your growth. I want to hear it. And my last reminder to you is your pace is sacred. Your pace is sacred. We were never meant to be compared to anybody else. Honor you. Listen to you and honor you. All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you got value out of it, give me a thumbs up. I love knowing that it's made an impact in your life in some way. It also helps with the algorithm to get this video out to more people. So I appreciate your feedback. Yeah. And I bless you in your journey. I bless you in walking into greater authenticity. You're worth it. All right. See you on the next video.